Are you having trouble developing a well-defined body? Then high estrogen levels might be the culprit. It's because high estrogen can make it difficult for a man's body to burn fat. Moreover, it causes your body to retain water, which gives you a bloated look. It also leads to the development of a layer of fat under your skin. A worse change it can make to your physical appearance is gynecomastia. This condition leads to more fat deposits around your breast tissues, causing breast enlargement. By now, it must have become easy for you to figure out the cause of your problem. So, what could be the reason behind elevated levels of estrogen? Your food choices and habits could be a contributing factor to it. The good news is, you can always reverse the effect by avoiding some estrogen-increasing foods. This video tells about 6 of them. The first one is the most common in use, and that is wheat and cereal grains. They consist of a fungal mycotoxin, zearalenone, in abundance. The structure of the zearalenone molecule resembles that of estrogen. Due to this fact, it gets bound easily to estrogen receptors, causing estrogen-like responses. Letrozole is a drug known to reduce the amount of estrogen in your body. Bodybuilders use it to reduce their body fat. According to a study, even minute amounts of zearalenone can affect the levels of letrozole in your body. It shows how powerful the estrogenic ability of zearalenone is. Apart from that, wheat also contains phytoestrogens. Phytoestrogens are compounds that are plant-based and act like estrogen. Wheat bran and wheat germ are both high in phytoestrogens. Bran is the outer skin, while germ is the reproductive part of the grain. One study shows that phytoestrogens in wheat germ increase the activity of cancer cells in the human breast. But refining whole grains into refined grains removes the bran and germ of the seed. So, refined carbohydrates are a bit lower in phytoestrogens. It leads us to the next category of estrogen foods to avoid, and that is refined carbohydrates and sugars. Such foods have a high glycemic index and cause your blood sugar and insulin levels to elevate. High insulin is responsible for 2 things in your body. The first is that it lowers the levels of sex hormone-binding globulin in your body. Let's see, what is sex hormone-binding globulin? It's a protein that binds the 2 sex hormones, testosterone and estrogen, in your body. And why is this binding beneficial for you? It's because it leads only to a small amount of free estrogen roaming about in your bloodstream. But when insulin interferes with its activity, there is more amount of free estrogen in your body. One study on women showed that drinking carbonated drinks increased their estrogen levels. However, there was seen no increase after drinking fruit juice or diet soda. The reason is that both of them contain no added sugars. The other thing insulin does is that it increases the ability of your body to store fat. Fat cells are responsible for the release of estrogen. So think before grabbing on that cupcake with your favorite frosting loaded with sugars, and go for protein-rich foods that have fiber and healthy fats. The third food that you should avoid to keep your estrogen levels normal is soy. Many Asian countries, especially Japan, have used soy as a substitute for animal protein in history. However, soy contains isoflavones, which is a class of plant-based estrogens. They're found in 2 forms in soy. One is genistein and the other is daidzein. Both these increase the risk of developing female characteristics in men's bodies. Furthermore, soy is not usually grown without genetic modification nowadays. Due to this fact, it becomes hard for your body to digest it and build any muscle. An exception to it is soy protein isolate. This type of protein does not increase your estrogen levels. The reason is that it's free of most of the phytoestrogens. Plus, it can have similar effects of exercise on your body as compared to whey protein. Broadening the category of soy leads us to the next type of high estrogen foods, and that is beans. Beans are seeds that come from different types of plants. They include chickpeas, kidney beans, red beans, lentils, and many more. They are a rich source of protein, but those proteins come with a price, and that is a high amount of phytoestrogens as well. One study shows that no other food contains more phytoestrogens than beans. It also shows that there are 4 estrogenic compounds found in beans at the time they flower. Beans also contain phytic acid, which interrupts the absorption of minerals by your body. It causes mineral deficiencies, and as a result, it becomes hard for your body post-workout. It's best to eat them moderately and substitute them with other protein sources. Moving on, the next type of food, which happens to be a liquid, is beer. It's not the beer itself, but one of its main ingredients, hop, that harms your estrogen levels. Hops are used for brewing the beer, and besides that, they give it a bitter flavor. They're highly loaded with plant-based estrogens. Even a small quantity of 99.2 grams of hops contains up to 300 international units of estrogen. Estrogen in hops is present in its strongest form called estradiol. It lowers the level of free testosterone in your body. According to legend, girl hop pickers used to menstruate a few years earlier as compared to others. This effect was named the hop devil. It happens due to the presence of high amounts of phytoestrogens in hop fields. Beer can also reduce the size of your testes. Drinking a hop-free beer is a better substitute for a beer that contains hops. The last estrogen food to avoid is also liquid-based, and that is bottled water. Here, the problem lies with its plastic packaging. The plastic bottle contains a chemical called BPA or bisphenol A. It's found in many commercial products like food containers used in your kitchen. The purpose of adding BPA is to harden the plastic and also prevent it from breaking. But BPA is also a synestrogen. Synestrogens are foreign substances present in your environment, and they imitate the activity of estrogen. BPA is an endocrine disruptor as it affects the natural stimulation and response of your body's hormones. Furthermore, many types of research show that BPA seeps out of the plastic bottle into the water. This way, it can enter your body easily, making it difficult for you to get rid of feminizing characteristics. Along with that, it can also reduce the production of sperms in your body. It can further lead to male infertility and erectile dysfunction. BPA can also increase the risk of developing cancers and heart disease. However, it's not difficult to avoid this problem. You can switch to a water bottle that's either made of glass or stainless steel. As much as high levels of estrogen distort your physiological appearance, it affects your mood as well. Your energy levels drop down and your overall performance is affected.